All right, so the next step in our garage cleanup reorganization stuff that we're going to do here in this video. Holy mackerel. Wow, didn't expect that. Sheesh. Okay. Anyway, so I've been having a problem with the lift catching on the locks on the way down. So I've been having to basically hold the locks, keeping it level on the way down as I'm trying to lower the cars. It's not a problem locking, which is good. I mean, obviously we want it to lock. We don't want the thing falling on our heads, but at the same time, it's really kind of a pain in the butt lowering the cars because what ends up happening is, you're supposed to be able to just unlock it, lower it, and down it goes. What this is doing is, as I lower it, it's just catching randomly on locks, and that's causing it to kind of want to level itself, and one catches, one doesn't. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this cover off, get the lift up to, get the locks up to this view hole. This is basically a viewport. And we're going to try to adjust the tension on the locks to try to make sure that they are where they're supposed to be. Then we're going to just do some maintenance, general maintenance. You're supposed to basically maintenance these things once a month. Just go around, retorque the bolts on the feet, lube up the slides, make sure everything's the way it's supposed to be, and maintain some safety around here. Safety's always third, so we're going to make sure we keep it that way. But stick around. I'm going to situate you guys a little better, maybe try to figure out a way to keep this rain from getting in here and causing us some problems. But either way, let's get at it. All right, so what we're trying to do is take a little tension off of this lock nut here. So what's happening is I don't think we're getting full disengagement from the lock. I think it's hitting this stop, and it's not completely disengaging, and that's allowing it to just slip back in as it goes down. So we're going to try to just take a little bit of tension off of that and see if that gets us to a point where we can get more disengagement, and hopefully that will allow it to go down without re-engaging. Oh, I forgot to lock the other side. All right, give me 1 second. Now it's possible we may have to do the same thing on this side because they both have been kind of doing it, but I'm not sure. It seemed like it was only doing it on the other side when this side did it. So let's see what happens. Might have to move you guys over a little bit. So far, so good. All right. Now what I'd like to do, maybe if I can just put a little bit more on it, because there's like no tension on it now. Like it's not even touching. So just going to go in just a little bit, just to put a little bit of spring tension on there so it doesn't back out all the way. All right, hopefully that's enough. Unlock the other side. When I ordered this lift, I wasn't really aware that there was another option for a single-sided lock release. That probably would have been a little more convenient, but it is what it is. It's not really that big a deal. All right. I think we're good. So next test, we'll throw the car on it and throw the car up in the air, put some weight on this thing, and see if we're still good. So give me a few minutes, I'll set this up, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we got it back up in the air. I think while we have it up here, just going to double check some of the nuts and bolts that we put in from the transmission swap. Going to take a look at those, make sure everything's tight. Looks like everything's holding up well. I mean, we didn't drive it much. The test drive that you guys went on, if you watched that video of the Muncie install, that was just about it for driving this thing since this transmission went in. So the weather hasn't cooperated, and we went on a little bit of a family trip for a wedding in Chicago, so we've been away for a couple days, but seems like everything's holding up well. We got just a tiny little bit of a drip coming from the fill plug. Looks like right here, if you can see, there's just a tiny bit coming out of there. I think I forgot to put sealant on that, so I'm going to pull the fill plug out, put a little bit of thread sealant on that, let that drip out a little bit. You don't want to overfill these because there's no seal on the front bearing. So if you overfill it, the oil can go into or drip through that front bearing. Now there is a mechanism designed into it so that it'll drip. If it does drip through the front bearing, it'll kind of run back down through the weep hole and into the case. But if you overfill it, it's just going to keep on cycling through. Eventually it's going to run down onto the clutch, and obviously you don't want that. We don't want it to run down the bearing retainer, the throw-out bearing retainer, and wind up getting on the clutch. So I think I'm going to pull that fill plug out, let it weep out a little bit. Whatever's going to drain, let it drain, and then put some sealant on that fill plug, and we'll put that back in. Tighten up some of these bolts, or at least check them, make sure that they're still tight. I can't imagine that they wouldn't be. Like I said, there hasn't been a whole lot of mileage put on it. Unfortunately, the weather didn't cooperate. It looks like, I mean, as quick as that rain came, it went. So hopefully the sun comes out and dries it up. See what happens. But I'd really like to take this thing for a ride. It's Tuesday, which no reason that you guys would know that, but it's Tuesday today. There's a cool little spot that we like to go to on Tuesdays, the wife and I. They do a little classic car thing. I would really like to take you guys along. So hopefully if the weather holds up, that's what we will do. But anyway, I'm getting distracted. Let me get back to making sure that this lift is doing what it's supposed to do. So I'll put you guys down here. First things first, let's get it up off the lock. So what was happening before is we would come down a few locks and then it would just drop into the lock. Like it would just basically lock up as it went down. And I'd have to go back, lift it up a little bit, get it off the lock. Seems to be okay now. So I guess it was just that little bit of an adjustment that it needed here. So I think we're good. Just want to look. Yeah, looks like we're good. Oh, we just locked up on the other side. So looks like maybe I got to do the same thing over there. All right, let's grab the tools, take you guys along, and we'll go over there and check out that side. Not really sure how this could get out of alignment, like how this could get unadjusted, but apparently it did. So it's just two little Phillips screws that hold this inspection cover on. We seem to be pretty close to where we want to be. That's just out of sheer luck. Hopefully we're not on a lock, and we are not. So again, we're just going to do the same thing. If you can see that little bolt in there, I'm just going to take a few turns out of it. It already looks like it's pretty loose. I can't imagine why it's catching, but it's pretty tight. It almost feels like the whole, I'm wondering if maybe the whole thing is loose here. Maybe that bolt needs to be tightened. The nut that holds it in place needs to be tightened. That might be. That might be where we want to go here. So if you look, let me show you what I'm dealing with here. Actually, let me just take you guys out of this thing. Might be a little easier. So up in there, there's a nut that holds this whole mechanism in place. It looks tight, but this seems to be, I can't really get my fingers in there with the phone in there at the same time. I don't think that's right. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten that. If I can get a wrench in there. How do I do that? All right, this is going to be interesting. Let's see how we pull this off. Give me a second. I'll be back. I'm going to try to figure this out. I'm not going to do anything without you guys. Just give me a second. I'm going to try to figure out whether I'm better off putting this thing down, keeping it up, one way or another. I'll be right back. Okay, I think I got this figured out. So I'll show you what I'm working with. Obviously, we already saw this nut here, which is 30 millimeter nut. Bolt on the other side, also 30 millimeters. See if you guys can, well, let me get you off of this tripod real quick. That'll make things a lot easier. Show you what I'm working with down inside there. So this, you gotta remember, this is all the way down in here, right? So that's about where the bolt is. And this is enclosed, so we gotta get the wrench down to that bolt down there. You can just see where that bolt head is down inside there. So what I came up with is this. It's a zip tie, 30 millimeter wrench. I'm gonna drop this guy down in there, put it on the bolt head, and then tighten up that nut. That's the hope. So we're gonna see if that fixes our problem. I'm hoping that we can get a couple turns on that nut, get this thing tightened up a little bit, and then hopefully get this lock to stop engaging when it's not supposed to. Okay, that's on there. Now, hopefully, okay, that should be good. All right, that's pretty tight. I don't know that it's really going to get much tighter than that without. All right, that's good. I don't want to make it too tight. See if we can still activate and deactivate the lock. I think I'm going to grab the Allen wrench that I was using for the stop. I'm just going to throw another turn or two on that just to make sure that we're completely off of that stop. hopefully this will solve all of our problems. Okay, doesn't seem to be falling in now. All right, let's see what happens. I'm gonna go up and then come down. Let's see what happens. Oh, I forgot my wrench. Woo! Definitely don't want my wrench being in there. That would have been a mess. Okay. Thanks for reminding me, guys. You almost saw a calamity. All right. Let's go up. All right, both sides are still locking in. You can hear them. That one pulled all the way out. That one pulled all the way out. Now we're gonna come down and hopefully, I'm gonna go slow because when I noticed it the first couple times, it was when I was trying to come down slow. So we'll go down slow past a couple of the lock notches. And then we'll go fast and see if it catches anywhere. All right. Well, so far so good. Now, go all the way down, all the way back up one more time. All right, I think we're good, folks. I'm gonna it even feels better coming out, honestly. The lock feels better disengaging. Like before, it just didn't feel like it was disengaging all the way, but now it does. Now it feels like it's definitely disengaging all the way. So I think we might be good. All right, coming back down. Full speed. Fingers crossed. So far, so good. I'm going to stop at the inspection ports, or the, yeah, inspection ports again, just to take a look at where we're at. All right. So I just want to make sure that these are relatively close on both sides. That's pretty good. All right. I think I'm going to just adjust this other side just a tad more, just to make it the same as the other one. Make it the same as the opposite side. If you look, this side just a little bit shorter. Then we're going to retorque these pads. Bring it down just a little bit more. All right, grab my torque wrench. We're going to take these down to 70 foot-pounds. They should be pretty close. They don't usually change much. Crank this puppy up to 70. Make sure you guys can see what's going on down here. All right. All right, so that one turned just a little bit, but just a tiny bit, not a big deal. Again, just a tiny little turn, maybe 1/8 of a turn. Not a turn at all. Perfect. Nothing. All right, let's go over to the other side. This is basically monthly maintenance. If you have a 2-post lift or you intend to get one, you really should check these things once a month. I'll check them. I check them once a month. I'll put weight on them, put weight on the lift, check it, put the car down, check it again just to make sure. You know, obviously you're standing underneath this thing with a lot of, you know, you're putting your life on the line, you know. You don't want to take a chance. Make sure you double check this stuff. Those are all good. Just come back and check this back one. I got a little bit of turn out of that one, but very little, very little. So I think we're good. Cool. The general maintenance is really just checking the cables, tightening those, checking the torque on your mounting feet there, the nuts on the mounting feet. And then lubing the slides, and I'll show you what that is. It's pretty simple. Again, I don't know what everybody else uses. I just use this this gel lubricant made by WD-40. It's like a no drip gel lube. Seems to work well. It's made for chains and garage doors, I think. I originally put some white lithium grease in there, and it worked okay, but it didn't really disperse the way I would have liked it to. So what I'm doing, if you look, there's a plastic slider that's in each corner, and that's what I'm lubricating right now. Just kind of down this corner where that slider runs. And this will slide with it, so I'm not really too worried about getting the whole section. We don't need a ton of it. It's a little hard to get inside here, but we're going to do it anyway. And just a little bit. That should be enough to, the sliders will catch it and it'll just pull it down with it. We're going to put a little bit on this pulley down here. that'll get the that pulley down there is what I just did. That'll get the chain or the cable. The chain I already did. That I don't do very often because it'll swing and I don't really want that. So it should be fine. All right, here. I'll get inside. Oh, might be easier to do it while it's down. I'm sure. Here. Okay, well, whatever. I know those cans are supposed to be good, convenient. They're the opposite. Give me my old-fashioned regular WD-40 cans. All right, I'm going to lower this thing down. I think that's about it for lift maintenance. There's not really much else. Everything looks good here. All the wires go where they're supposed to go. I'm going to put these inspection covers back on and back with you guys in a moment. All right, before we lower this thing down and finish cleaning up the garage, I want to make sure we take care of this fill plug. Got our drain pan under here. It's pretty loose. I wonder if it was just loose. There's probably a little bit too much in there. I wouldn't say that much, but I'm going to let that run out a little bit. I'm going to throw some thread sealant on this. While that does that, and that should fix that problem. You can see there's just a little bit more in there than I thought. Like I said earlier, you definitely don't want to overfill these things too much. You don't want that fluid getting on the clutch. Yeah, I think that should probably do it. It looks like it's just kind of dripping out now. Just got a little bit of thread sealant on here. It should be good. We'll get that tightened down and that should be the end of that. It wasn't really leaking. It was just kind of, I guess, just dripping out a little bit. I mean, this plug wasn't really tight, so it could just been the pressure. Although these transmissions don't really build a whole lot of pressure, so I mean, you guys saw how much it came out when I pulled that out, and it really shouldn't have been that full. So hopefully that's it. Doesn't really need to be much tighter than it is. I think we're good. Nice and cleaned off, so we'll be able to tell if it's still dripping. There's no leaks anywhere else. That's a beautiful thing. Those, if you watched my rebuild series on this Muncie, I used some red stripe gaskets from Paul Cangalosi, which is one of the premier names in Muncie transmissions, and I am thrilled with the way they worked. They are outstanding. They really sealed this thing up tight. There is not a single drip. I didn't use one speck of silicone in this transmission, and there is not a leak to be seen. So that's a beautiful thing. We do not like leaks around here. So looks like everything's good. I'm going to get this thing down on the ground, and then we're going to finish cleaning up this garage, because it is a hot mess. I think it's, yikes. Sheesh. We got stuff everywhere. It's been a minute. So we're going to finish that up, and then hopefully we can get a couple of little small things done to the Nova. Have a few little things that we can take care of. I got a new glove box lock. Mine's a little pitted. And we have some new fittings for the sun visors. They're a little loose. Sometimes they come down when you're just driving. So might make a new video for that, because there's a couple little things. Yeah, get after it. See somebody doing donuts over there in the parking lot. Anyway, be right back with you. All right, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this one. It's all clean. Unfortunately, the weather came in pretty hot and heavy. I had to close the door. It was pouring sideways right inside the garage, so it is steamy in here now. So I'm going to wrap this up. You can kind of hear the thunder. For the most part, we got everything done. So the tools are all pretty much cleaned up. You can see my the only thing left up there is my tuning computer, which will go inside. The bench over there is clean. We did get the lift fixed, so that's good. It's going up and down the way it's supposed to. Other than that, I think we're good. Bench over there is all clean. For the most part, anyway, as clean as this place gets. But anyway, we have a lot planned coming up for this car. There's some pretty big fall winter projects that we're going to be doing. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, I think I did maybe 2 videos ago. I did a marketplace finds video, some parts that I had laying around that I had found or purchased recently. One of the big ones, the airflow research heads that are right there in that those boxes. They're going to be going onto this car. Probably, I would say probably in the fall. Most likely. I don't want to pull the car apart while it's still driving season. I really want to try to keep the thing on the road as much as I can during driving season. I find, once you take these things apart, especially during the driving season, spring and summer, they tend to become a shelf quickly, and I don't want that to happen. So as long as I can drive it, I'm going to keep it on the road. Once the fall and winter comes, then I'll start pulling it apart. The big thing that I have right up here, if you look right around there, is an American Auto Wire full classic wiring harness. That's going to be a big project. That's probably going to be again fall winter, because basically the whole thing's going to have to come apart for that. So that, along with, I'd like to put air conditioning in the car. I'd like to put a TKX 5-speed in the car. I really want to put bucket seats in the car. So there's just so many projects that I have planned for this thing. Can't get to them all in one day, but we're going to get to it, I promise. And we're going to share it all with you. So please subscribe, comment, like, stick around. Let me know what you want to see and what you don't want to see. Give me some priority lists here, because man, I am struggling with what's next. But either way, I appreciate you guys hanging out.